Hey guys, what's going on? Daily Tactics here, and welcome back to Call to Arms, the Men of War Assault Squad 2 spin-off game that takes place in the modern era. Now, recently in the news, you may have found out that the United States took out an Iranian major general, and this sparked a meme on TikTok and Twitter about World War III, with people preparing for World War III and World War III looming on the horizon, which is pretty terrifying. But it was a pretty funny meme, although a little realistic and a little close to home. So I thought we would make a fun little video out of it to ease the tensions and, have some fun with it too. So we have the Iranian forces over here, all set up and ready to go with a bunch of tanks, troop carriers, technical vehicles, BMPs, and infantry lined up, ready to roll and take these oil fields over here. Meanwhile, the United States are over here as well with Bradleys, troop transports, M1 Abrams, every vehicle in their arsenal, every ground vehicle in their arsenal, including some infantry as well, and they are also looking to move in and secure these oil fields for themselves because, as we know, oil is a serious money maker in this world. Now, I usually, when I get these sort of modern videos going, I get a lot of people saying oh, the United States would just nuke them and all that things. Well, there's mutually assured destruction because I'm pretty sure Iran has nuclear capabilities. But if not, allies of Iran would surely have nuclear capabilities. So that is a deterrent from nuclear warfare. And in addition to that, I didn't put any air support in this because air support is really clunky in this game and it absolutely sucks. So I know there would be air battles as well, but this is just a purely ground warfare with conventional troopers battle. So guys, it should be really fun to watch. I hope you enjoy the video. Be sure to hit a like button if you'd like to see more World War III content in the future. And without further ado, let's get it going. Alright boys, let's get right on into this. Pressing start right now, and we are going to go in slow-mo for the first little bit of this battle because I want to see every shot fired. I want to see it get gritty. I want to see these soldiers fighting for their countries. Either way, both sides moving out right now, and they seem to be sort of converging straight towards this main road. All of their vehicles going that way at the very least. So there's probably going to be a pretty bombastic fight in the middle here. By the way, both sides do have pretty much even numbers. They have roughly the same number of tanks and soldiers, and they're at about roughly the same power level. So there's that as well. U.S. troopers just hopping off of their troop transports right now, and the first shots coming in from the Iranian forces. These troopers managing to get out of this troop carrier just in the nick of time as it begins to get fired at, and they are splitting up down both sides of the road. Oh, huge explosions hitting the Iranian forces over here. An entire troops transport going down and taking out a whole slew of soldiers within it as well. That is tough to see for these troops over here. Just sort of a light exchange for the start of the battle at the moment, but it is surely going to ramp up as we get going here. This is a really, really tough place to be launching high explosive missiles and tank rounds and things like that because, after all, it is an oil refinery, so you don't exactly want to be blowing the whole place up, or your entire army could be taken out. But it doesn't seem to be stopping either side from just launching missile after missile. That shot actually hit this train full to the brim with oil, and it took out the truck right next to it. That was a good play right there by the AI. Not bad at all. U.S. soldiers really getting into the nitty-gritty of the battle here. It is full-on warfare at the moment. Small arms fire starting to sprinkle within the fire coming from the big tanks right now. Oh, it is absolutely brutal. Over here, it looks like we have a T-80 tank that went a little too far forward and ended up getting tracked, but its machine gun still seems to be working at the moment, and it is taking on this United States light tank over here, which is on fire and might have actually just been destroyed. Is it down for the count? Yeah, it is down for the count. Another Iranian troop transport moving farther forward here and running over U.S. soldiers. What? Bruh. Okay, apparently this thing is like Ramboing itself, and it goes down, and this soldier is floating. What? Okay, fair play, fair play. Very interesting stuff here. The T-80 ends up actually exploding this light vehicle and is now taking on U.S. infantry by itself. The U.S. has an M1 Abrams right here next to the T-80. Neither seems to be really fighting each other. They seem to be fighting the other's forces, though. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they should just be fighting each other. Oh, they seem to be rotating their guns ever so slightly. And a missile just barely misses this tank here for the Iranians. The M1 is poised to shoot the very hull of this T-80 tank. But it is not taking the shot. Perhaps it's reloading at the moment? Or its main gun is broken? We can check. Its main gun seems to be fine. Oh, it is reloading. It is reloading right now. So it has not had the chance to fire at this T-80 quite yet. The T-80 seems unsuspecting at the moment. The U.S. tank decides to rotate its cannon to take out some Iranian infantry. And it takes a shot and misses? You are 2 feet away, sir. How did you miss that? Was it just like a warning shot? That was the dumbest thing I think I have ever seen. Either way, more U.S. vehicles seem to be coming forward to maybe try and help with this little T-80 problem that they've got. More bazooka shots also seem to be coming in. This guy pointing point blank at the T-80 to try and take it out. Still not having any success, because it really probably will take an M1 Abrams shot to take it out, because this thing is really, really powerful in terms of its armor. But the M1 keeps shooting the ground over here. What is it thinking? That is really, really dumb. Well, let's check out the battle elsewhere and leave those two to keep on derping around. The battle in the middle is mainly infantry now, as I think the vehicles decided to sort of move towards the flanks. The infantry dispersing amongst various rocks and buildings, and they are firing out at each other in turn. I mean, it's pretty even right now, in all honesty. Neither side seems to be taking a huge advantage to the other, which is good. That's kind of what we wanted in this battle. Over on the right here, I'm hearing a whole lot of explosions and fire going on. US seems to be set up on the airway here, and also, not airway, railway here, and also on this pipeline here, setting up their squads pretty nicely over this way. They've got a couple of light tanks set up over here as well, and they seem to be taking on this T-80, which is still alive and still kicking, though it does seem to have sustained some serious hull and engine damage, so it will not be moving very far forward at all very soon. The BMP over here is tearing it up in the US backlines, though, and this infantry doesn't seem to be able to take it out. I mean, they have a bazooka trooper right here, but he might be out of rockets or something. No, he's taking out a bazooka right now. Oh, he gets a nice little booty shot on this thing, but it doesn't seem to have pierced the armor. So that is a real shame for that US soldier right here. Hopefully he gets another shot off. I mean, he might be able to, if it doesn't turn around and shoot him right now. He seems fixated on this T-80 that's way off in the distance. Focus on your immediate problems. These soldiers have a serious problem in dealing with immediate threats rather than threats that are far away. My goodness. My goodness indeed. U.S. soldiers around the pipeline, though, still managing to get a good amount of fire out at the oncoming Iranian infantry, which is way over here at the railroad. Just sort of laying down, getting some nice cover fire for their tanks in there. Yeah, dude, just fire. Just shoot it. That's all you gotta do right now. Oh my god, it's so cringy that he won't just fire at it. Bruh. Well, that situation's probably not going to change. So let's go into normal speed here now. We were in slow mode for the majority of the battle there, but I feel like we got to see, you know, sort of things develop on various parts of the battlefield, and now we just have to wait and see how it evolves over the long term here, and who ends up actually taking away the medal at the end of this whole thing. The Iranians over here seem to be pushing very, very far down the middle, and as a result, they are taking losses from it because the U.S. are set up in a nice little defensive position here, so they don't have to push forward at all as long as the Iranians are coming to them. However, they are still losing a few soldiers in the process. It's only natural that they would, but they're doing a nice job of chopping down these enemy soldiers before they get too close to them at all, which is very nice. M1 Abrams still over here chilling. I think the T-80 ended up dying, which is great. It only took a very long time for that to happen, but I mean, at least it ended up happening. A Bradley also here supporting the United States infantry. It seems like the far left is being controlled right now completely by the United States. Meanwhile, the far right is being controlled completely by the Iranian forces, which is, you know, kind of the trade-off. You hold one side of the battlefield, but you lose the other, and then eventually the two sides will converge once again. This U.S. infantry over here, though, still holding the line on the right side, you know, sort of buying some time for their troopers on the left and ensuring that this battle isn't over too early and that the U.S. won't be blindsided by flanking units or anything of the sorts. Another Abrams way far forward on the far right over here, taking a page out of that T-80's book, and the Top Gunner seems to be firing away really, really nicely, getting a nice number of infantry kills there and pushing even further in. U.S. forces taking this courtyard over here and pushing the Iranian troopers back bit by bit, though there is still a large number of Iranian soldiers over here to try and stop the U.S. forces, and they're still getting a couple of kills here and there, which is good to see for them because it means that you know, they're resisting and the battle will go on for longer, which I think is a good thing overall. If we look at the top left at the minimap, both sides have taken some serious losses since the beginning of the battle, but it seems like the U.S. soldiers might outnumber the Iranian soldiers by maybe 30 or 40 troopers at this point. Kind of hard to tell on a minimap, but that's what it seems like to me, and they are making a mad push from left to right to take out the Iranian forces, who now seem to be on the defensive. It seems like the big Iranian push that occurred straight down the middle here was not conducive to a long-term fight, because the U.S. defenses are now managing to emerge from their defensive positions to nearly no Iranians left because they expended so many troopers in that huge push right there. That being said, there are still some alive, though, and they will be, you know, providing a nice little resistance here and potentially slowing the U.S. forces down. Still many explosions ravaging the battlefield right now. Is this BMP alive? This BMP right here is, in fact, still alive, so this thing might be able to get a few kills, though it does look like its top cannon might be damaged, or something on it might be damaged, because it seems rather immobile at the moment. Let's check in on these T-80s back here. So we have a T-80 and a BMP still ravaging the backlines of the United States over this way, and this could be the saving grace of the Iranian forces. Having these reserves of large units could prove vital to the longevity of their battle here. But the U.S. forces are going farther and farther in on the Iranian territory and really threatening those vehicles. So they're going to need to turn and face the threat very, very soon. M1 Abrams here just absolutely shredding it up. Bradley covering fire from behind. It manages to actually explode that BMP completely and take it out. Well done, M1 Abrams. Well done indeed. U.S. soldiers continuing their push forward. Beautiful. They're doing a heck of a job. But let's not give credit to the Iranians, because they are also doing a nice job here. I mean, they are slowing the U.S. to a pretty good extent. They could just completely fold here, but instead they're managing to get fire out. They're managing to slow down the U.S. push, but it just might be too overwhelming at this point. I think the early push by the Iranian infantry and vehicles really is resulting in the demise in the long term here for these forces, which is never a good thing, you know? And there goes the last of that little infantry defense right there. Though a BMP is managing to get a lot of shots on this US infantry over here and is taking out a wide swath of them all in one nasty little hit there. The US forces not relenting though, continuing to move forward despite this BMP being right there. It takes a really gnarly little side shot, but it seems not really too injured. There's in fact a US soldier like just chilling underneath its cannon right now. Okay, US soldier moves forward a little bit. He ends up taking out that Iranian soldier. Well done, chap. Well done indeed. That was really good. And the BMP does end up falling. Troop tries to bail out the back, but ends up getting slaughtered by the US trooper lying in wait right there. You hate to see it for the Iranian forces, but good on the US forces for making that happen. More Iranians back here holding these oil pipelines back here. Doing a pretty decent job of keeping up fire. This T-80 seems to be the only major tank that they have left alive. Their other T-80 disappeared somewhere. I've literally... Oh, is it over here? Oh, it is over here. It went all the way to the flank of the US. That is crazy. Wow. And the US forces have actually been seriously damaged. If we look at the top left, the minimap once again, blue are the remaining US soldiers, red are the remaining Iranian soldiers, and there are very few US soldiers remaining, but even less Iranian soldiers to resist them. I think this big push by the United States was in fact very, very costly, and was not an efficient use of soldiers. They could have done it more slowly and more cost-effective and lost less troopers overall. But, I mean, the outcome will still be the same. It'll just be a more Pyrrhic one if they do manage to get a victory here with their rush tactics. This T-80 still living over here. It is so heavily damaged, but it will not stop pressuring the US forces right now. And it is cutting into them pretty nastily with more troopers falling by the second. Let's see, any good bazooka troopers up here that could potentially take it out? I'm not seeing any. The Abrams is way back here still. It seems like it actually ended up getting tracked, so it is not going to be able to come to the rescue of the infantry. U.S. infantry is going to have to deal with this T-80 tank all on its own. Hopefully they do have some bazooka troopers to end up hitting this thing with some high explosive shots. Or they can get close enough with AT grenades, potentially. But, I mean, that's going to take some brave soldiers. This guy is up for the task, though, and he is moving super far forward, trying to get close enough to get a grenade off. The tank doesn't seem to notice him quite yet. He's just out of their line of sight. He's in the nice sweet spot where he might be able to get a grenade off. But does he even have a grenade? Wait, let's check. My man, do you have a grenade? I don't think he does, because he's not throwing any. More U.S. soldiers follow in his footsteps, getting closer and closer to where their brave comrade is. But none of these guys have like an M2 Law or anything like that to take it out. Ruh-roh, Raggy. This is a dangerous game these U.S. soldiers are playing, but they gotta play it. Does anyone have a... Do we have no more anti-tank soldiers? Bruh. Is there at least like a U.S. tank to come in and help? I mean, that's the other T-80. This M2 Abrams over here is tracked. And this vehicle over here has a damaged main gun. And this M2 Abrams over here is tracked. So U.S. soldiers need to pull something together real quick. Do these guys have, Oh, these are Iranian soldiers actually over here. Oh, crazy. So there are still Iranian soldiers left alive, actually. Only 2 and they're over there. The T-80 still hurting U.S. troopers. Are there really no soldiers with AT grenades or a, you know, M2 Law or something? I find that hard to believe. There were so many earlier in the battle. Well, there's also a mini fight with the tank over here, the other T-80. Oh, this guy's got an M2 Law. He just needs to get close enough. So they do exist. Does this guy? No, he doesn't. Does this guy? No, he doesn't either. How about this guy? This guy does. Why isn't he coming forward? How about this guy? This guy doesn't. Bruh. Gotta get the kill on this T-80, guys. Our other M2 Law Trooper over here is healing. T-80 over here still on its reign of terror. Because no U.S. soldiers have that thing. God dang. All right, let's repair. Should we? I mean, the U.S. outnumbers the Iranians a ton now, but, like, they just can't get the kill on this thing. Should we repair the U.S. tanks? I mean, I feel like they would do, you know, repairs in the middle of battle, right? What's the repair button? Oh, this thing can't be repaired? Oh, okay, so that can't be repaired. Can this one over here be repaired? This one can't be repaired either. Apparently you can't do field repairs on M1 Abrams. How about this thing? This thing can't be repaired either. Ruh-roh, Raggy. I mean, there's this M2 Law Trooper. Here, let's take control of this guy. Skirt, skirt, skirt. There's the direct control mode on this, which is kind of cool. Oh, it is really hard to aim with this thing. Huh. All right, running off to the flank. Huh, huh, huh. Oh, we got butchered. How about this guy? Eddie Turner. All right, Eddie. It's all up to you, buddy. We're running you forward. It was a hit. No kill. No kill? How's that even possible? How's that even possible, bro? He doesn't even have another another shot with it. Oh my god. I mean, Eddie, buddy. I don't know what to do. Oh. Sorry, Eddie. I got you killed. Excuse me, I need a drink of water. My throat is dry from all the talking now. I mean, the US does have tanks in the same situation as the T-80s. Can this thing hit it from here? Wait. Give it a try. Where is it at? It's like right there. Can we open up a window to try and shoot it? Is that it? No. Where is this thing? Wait, so it's like right there. I don't think we can... Maybe... Oh, there it is. Wait, is that it? No, that's it. Let's see. We can't get through the towers. Is there nothing we can do here? Look at this. The infantry's just surrounding the thing. I genuinely don't know what to do at this point. Does no one have an anti-tank grenade? Bruh. Because, I mean, the US has all the infantry, except for these two random jabronis in here. And this tank could easily just kill. Did we kill him? We killed one. Where's the second one? He's still in that corner. Do we get him? Oh, we killed him with the machine gun afterwards. So now there's just 2 Iranian tanks. And, like, 3 US tanks and a bunch of US infantry. So, I'm going to call it a US victory. We're going to say that the Iranian troopers jettisoned out of their tanks and surrendered, but the US soldiers didn't realize they were surrendering, so they ended up dying. And then these Iranian troopers over here saw that their friends died, so they started attacking the US infantry who had accepted their surrender. And so now they're starting a little battle over here, which the US soldiers are currently losing. Oh boy. Alright, let's Rambo with this guy. Why not? We'll have some fun. Alright, move forward. Uh-oh. There he is. There we go. I think they're dead. Yeah, they're dead. Nice job, Leroy Rogers. Leroy Rogers. Oh, he decided to shoot them a little bit more. Poo, 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 poo. Alright, guys. Well, that is the end of our start to World War III. Let me know if you want to see more episodes like this in the future. I mean, the U.S. barely made it out of here with troops left alive. A bit of a weird ending because, I mean, there was really just two Iranian tanks left alive, but the US infantry wasn't able to kill it, and the US vehicles were all stationary. So, like, the same thing could have been done to the Iranians if they had more infantry left alive, um, because of the two Abrams still alive. You know what I mean? Either way, a really interesting battle. Both sides took horrific losses. We can see yellow are U.S. soldiers who are dead, red are Iranian soldiers who are dead. Obviously, more Iranians died than U.S. because the U.S. still has soldiers remaining. But that being said, still just tons and tons of troopers from both sides ended up dying. It was a huge battle, and I really enjoyed doing it. So if you guys enjoyed watching, be sure to hit that like button. If you want to see more, let me know in the comment section below. And be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see y'all later. Peace.
I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.